What's going on YouTube? We are back again with another video. Now this is going to be for those who just hit level 50 and is confused on what they should do. Well, to be honest, after level 50 is completely the end game. You're going to have to continuously do different tasks that are going to become repetitive over time, but it's not that repetitive because every situation is going to be different. I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you guys so you know exactly what to do at level 50 when you log in, exactly what you should do first, and how you should end your day before you log out. So let's go ahead and break it down. So as ever since I became level 50, I knew and learned and researched that the best way to continue your days as the level 50 or in the end game is to make sure that you do and acquire weekly and daily resources and also do your contracts. But first off, since we're in this area, this is exactly the area I love to start in. Now, if you have blue gear all the way down and you're looking only for purple gear, I will go ahead and tell you exactly what town you should start in. But for right now, for those who just hit level 50, more than likely you don't have all your blues maxed out and you don't have, you probably still have a few green armor. So I'm just going to go ahead and explain to you from your town, which is Vienta Village. This is where I am at. For those who may not know, I'm in Vienta Village. Now, what you need to do is go ahead. The first thing you need to do is go ahead and go to the Sunrise Merchant. Make sure you grab this weekly, all of it if you can, and also golden rye. I'll explain that later, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain now. It's for fishing. If you care about fishing, golden rye gives you 15% experience boost for your fishing. Honey, I only grabbed the honey due to the fact that it has a daily limit. Matter of fact, just go ahead and grab it because it has a daily limit. And also the egg, grab it. But the egg is kind of common, so you can probably get it just by fighting birds and stuff like that. But if you want to grab the daily limit, it's not going to hurt you. I highly recommend doing anything that requires a limit because that means there's not a whole bunch of it out there in the open world. So this is an easy way to grab it all, okay? So that is the process for that. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the contract coin merchant. This is another thing that you have to do daily. I'm going to go ahead and explain this. Now, before you even can acquire anything from the contract coin merchant, you're going to need the coins in the first place, right? So in order to do the coins, if you're level 50, I'm going to go ahead and show you the best place to go ahead and do your contract. So we're going to go ahead and head over to Pure Light Tower. This is the best area for a level 50 person to do contracts, okay? So we're going to head over there right now, and I'll see you guys when I get there. Okay, now that we're at the Pure Light Tower, we're going to go ahead and head over to the contract manager. So once we're here at the contract manager, you will receive daily, I think up to 10 contracts. I may be wrong, maybe between 10 and 15. Don't quote me on that. I didn't keep up with that. Contract rights, as you see at the bottom right, you have contract rights. And I'm 0 out of 60 because I've done all my contracts. But every day the reset for 2 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure where everybody is in the time zone, but 2 a.m. Eastern time is the daily reset for me. All right, so contract rights will reset at 2 a.m. and it'll probably be between 10 and 15. The point is I'm trying to make is you have to do your contracts, okay? That is the most important thing. You don't want to make it go over 60. Just go ahead and get them because once you complete these contracts, they're really easy to do, especially the Pure Light Tower ones. So once you're done with these contracts, go ahead, and we're going to have to go back to Vienta Village because the coin merchant is not over here. So we have to go back to Vienta Village, and I'll see you guys when I get there. Okay, so now we're back at Vienta Village, and now we're going to go ahead and go to the coin merchant. Once you have acquired a lot of coins, probably between 400 to 1,000, probably a good start. The first thing you need to do is get mystic keys. Buy all the mystic keys. These are very important because there will be mystic portals throughout the world, but they only appear if you have the keys. So you have to get the keys, and there's 5 you can get daily. All right, and they give you additional rewards, especially endgame reward possibilities. Okay. Another thing is the fishing bait. Like I said, if you care about fishing, I'm going to make another video on fishing and why you should care about it and why you shouldn't care about it. So I will stay tuned for that. If you're interested in that video, I will be dropping that soon. All right. So the another things you have to get is the trait extraction stone. Okay. This is definitely useful, extracting traits and then putting them onto main armor gear. Like if you want to max out your gear and you need like 3 traits on it, these are definitely stones that you're going to need to have. Then you're going to need enchanted ink. I'll explain that later down the road, but it's used to get lucent. Lucent is used in the auction house and it can be used to buy endgame gear, especially purple ones. Like if you don't want to craft it out manually and you make like 2,000 or 3,000 lucent by selling blue gear, I will have a video on that too coming out this week. So like I said, guys, I'm about to drop a lot of helpful videos this week. A greater chance at getting the gear you want straight off the back, especially from boss gear. Like if you can't get the boss gear to drop and you want to get it right away, lucent is going to be your best bet of doing that. Then another thing you're going to need is the precious blessing pouch. You can also get these from the contracts. That's why I said it's important to do those contracts, and you can see the reward possibilities you can get from the blessing pouch. And they also give you more contract scrolls, especially for like dungeons, co-op dungeons, like the bigger, higher up ones. They're going to give you the blue ones. The green ones you can probably do and also acquire from doing the pure light contracts, and they will probably be situated around pure light tower, right? So that's another possibility. Now, if you got a lot of coins and you just, for example, just did 60 contracts and then did another 60 contracts and you just have a lot of coins, then I highly recommend getting this daily as well. And then going about that. Now, this is unlimited. You can get as much as you want, but I highly recommend just getting one a day because you don't want to blow through 1,500 of them, especially when you need all the other resources, right? All right, so that is another thing that you need to do. All right, another thing you should do, especially even before level 50, but after level 50, this is also very important because I'll tell you why. Actually, yes, you have to be level 50 to even know this. And most of the time, he is always over here. Most people, when they log in, they ask, where's the peddler? Where's the peddler? You know, because he gives you daily rewards, especially for the Halloween event, which I do have another video dropping this week on that guide on how to do that dungeon, which I will be explaining shortly. The peddler usually walks up and down this road right here. So the more I go down this way, see, we came up across him. So he's always over here every single day. So for anybody who's going to ask where the peddler is, he's right here. And what he does is gives you these rewards. Now you're going to need these rewards because one, you can cook. So let me go ahead and show you what it is so I can explain it. You're going to be able to bake a spider cookie, which gives you like critical hit chance and critical hit damage for about 15 minutes with the chocolate. And then you can use the dimension pumpkins, and the candy corn can be used to unlock the chest in the Halloween dungeon, which you're going to need to do, especially as you're a level 50, right? Why? Because it's a level 50 dungeon. You see what I'm saying? So this is definitely important for those who need to do it. Now, the rewards are pretty darn good, especially in the haunted dungeon. And I will explain that in another video because I have that dropping. I have a whole complete guide of this dungeon coming out. So stay tuned for that if you are really interested. So that is another thing that you have to do after level 50. Now, most people are going to want to know, how do you increase your gear now? The best way, I think personally, to increase your gear is from the auction house, like I said, because the auction house is going to have a lot of good items in it. And you're going to need lucent. Look at all these different armors with already 3 to 4 to 5 traits already on them. You can just buy this flat out if you have the lucent. So it's so important to make lucent at the very beginning. I have videos on it. I also will continuously make videos on how to get lucent. Especially, I'm going to dive in a little bit more about the lithographs this week and explain to you guys exactly how to make this money, especially as a level 50. Okay, free to play completely, right? That is one way of upgrading your armor, and I'm pretty sure that's the best way. Now, for a free to play player, it's going to take you extremely long, but it is doable. You can, when you're doing those contracts in Pure Light Tower, you do have a chance to get purple items. So it was a good drop for me. This is just what I have right now. I am going to upgrade all of this to purple, but you can get them from the bosses in the open world, especially when you're doing the contracts and you have to kill those monsters. Now, another way, a possible way of doing this is to go and do these co-op dungeons. Now, keep in mind, now here's another reason why I want to say make sure you do this stuff daily. And this, I promise you, will keep you busy. After you're hitting level 50, you get 900 per day. So you don't want to go over 4,500 because then you won't get the 900. So you have to do these dungeons. And especially if your main goal is to upgrade your armor, look what these dungeons give you as a possible reward. You can get purple items. And not only can you get these purple items, you can sell them on an auction if you don't get the right ones you want. If they have a good trade on them, possibility, then you can sell that on an auction for lucent, which I explained to you before. So these are another way to upgrade your armor and weapons, right? Now, I highly recommend for these level 50 dungeons to learn them before you do them, especially if you're going to do random groups. Now, if you're in a guild and you can do it with your guild and your friends, then you don't have to worry about that. Y'all can just die together and learn it together, right? So it's a lot easier. But if you're doing random party matchmaking like I do, you're going to need to learn it before you do it, right? So that's what I'm going to tell you guys is the most important thing to do, especially as a level 50. Anything else I probably recommend doing is just fishing and cooking. I've already have a video on how to cook, and I will be diving a little bit further into maxing out your fishing and why not. That is about it for level 50. I don't think I've missed anything other than being in a guild. That's also a more important thing. So I'm really not going to tell you guys anything about that because I'm not in it. Another thing you can do is the secret dungeons. Actually, you have to do these secret dungeons over time because what they do, it basically allows you to get bigger health recovery potions. That's what I would use these for, and then you can get upgrade material, especially for the purple items. The Gate of Infinity also gives you different rewards. You can test these out and see how far you can get with your current items. At least attempting it, I believe you should be able to get 1 star. If you can't get 1 star, then you probably should come back later and try it out, right? These give you also additional rewards, especially as a level 50. So you guys can see how much content is going to keep you busy on the end game. And also, I forgot to tell you, weekly missions. You have to do these weekly missions because they give you purple rewards, especially if you're looking to upgrade your gear and weapons. You're going to need to do, like, say for example, those mystic portals. Remember how I told you, you need those mystic keys to get those mystic portals. I already got 3 out of 25 for the week. So the more I do, the greater chance I can get additional rewards. And you can only pick 1 reward. So the more options you have unlocked, the more items you get to see. And then you can decide on which one you believe is the best one to grab for that week, right? So that's also another thing you need to do at level 50. Oh yeah, last but not least, I meant to tell you guys, you have to do the events too, especially as a level 50. You gotta do them. Why? Because they give you rewards. If you want to upgrade and you want better items and you want your gear score to be 3000, you have to go ahead and do these, because not only do they give you good possible boss rewards, especially the bosses if you want to do peace or conflict, that's up to you. If you go to your codex and you go to exploration, each one of these areas have different, rewards for completing different tasks in them. So not only do you have to do that event, but it's also one of the rewards or one of the tasks for that specific area. So I highly recommend doing all of the events. You can only probably do 1 at a time every time they come up. So pick and choose different ones each time, right? Because they give you different rewards. There's so much content to be done as a free-to-play player in PvE alone. And I haven't even touched the guild objectives. I haven't touched PvP events and all that stuff. There's just so much you can do. After you're level 50, you should no longer be confused. All right, so I hope this helped you out, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you like the authenticity of my videos, then come back again for another video. I have more guides coming out that are going to help you out later in this week. Catch you guys later. Peace.